Welcome to today's partner webinar. I'm Anthony Farina, Senior Director of Global Alliances and Technology Partnerships at Couchbase. Today's webinar will be a sneak peek into Couchbase 7.0, as well as feature a partner panel discussion with some of our strategic alliance and technology partners. In today's partner webinar, I'll review first, for those in the audience, a summary of Couchbase and the compelling partner opportunity that Couchbase 7.0 presents. We'll then transition into our partner panel, and we'll conclude with a summary of resources for our partners to learn more about Couchbase 7 and our data platform, as well as some links to our partner program and opportunities to get involved with our sales and engineering teams. So let's start off with an overview of Couchbase 7.0 general availability, why we think this is a landmark release. But first, we'll start with an overview of Couchbase and how our partners and customers go about choosing Couchbase for their digital transformation projects. There are several pillars of reoccurring themes that we see in the market that compel our partners to select Couchbase for their mission-critical applications and new projects. First off is that legacy databases, traditional databases, are really failing modern performance demands. This relates to some challenges with scaling up those systems, the availability of those systems, replicating those systems, the underlying infrastructure. There's several reasons why these monolithic legacy databases were just really not engineered and tuned to meet the demands of modern application development and the modern performance needs of web scale, large user concurrency. That's number one. Number two is, in general, legacy RDBMS systems that are based on relational systems, rows, columns, tables. They just lack the data model agility and flexibility that a NoSQL database, modern NoSQL database like Couchbase can provide. So this really relates to the need for improved developer agility and flexibility to make changes to the application based on the business objectives and innovation objectives. Third, there's a general trend, of course, to lower total cost of ownership. Couchbase distinguishes itself there with the multiple integrated services that the database platform can provide, and reduces the need for multiple point solutions to achieve the objectives of the business, of our developers and our architects. Whether you choose to run it on cloud or run it on-prem, Couchbase can be a compelling tool to lower the total cost of ownership of these complex large-scale systems. And then finally, with the emergence of 5G and edge computing, a lot of developers are looking to modernize and re-architect the user experience to create new experiences based on a mobile-first and even an offline-first approach. Couchbase it distinguishes itself for these kinds of use cases related to 5G and edge computing. Moving forward, for Couchbase, there are three primary differentiators mapped to those problem statements that we like to educate our partners, and our partners convey on behalf of us to their end clients. And that's that Couchbase will provide a path to faster application development and modernization initiatives. From a deployment perspective, Couchbase is really unique in that from device, from the edge, back to the cloud, or on-prem, or in any architecture you design, hybrid, multi-cloud, Couchbase can run anywhere. Write the application once, deploy it anywhere. We offer a lot of automation to facilitate running those systems at scale. This is for mission critical apps that very low tolerance for downtime. And then finally, that pillar on the right is for performance at scale. Couchbase is a memory-first platform, low latency, lightning fast response times on your applications for the first user to the millionth user. Couchbase will always be differentiated in its market with its performance capabilities. For today's webinar and for our partners that are joining us on the call today, we'll focus on the development pillar primarily, and a lot of what we've done in Couchbase 7.0 really relates to facilitating that developer experience, and that's an opportunity for our partners. Just to do a quick recap on what's included in the database platform, and I mentioned earlier, Couchbase's ability to really drive TCO down and deliver a lot of capability. From a partner perspective, I think it also simplifies the architecture, simplifies the number of APIs that you're programming against, and rather than have a point solution for a full text search or an analytics solution or having a cache with your document database, a lot of these independent services are integrated. They can be scaled independently. And for the partners on this call, it presents a very flexible tool from which you can deliver outcomes for your clients and really develop quicker, get an MVP or get a path to a business outcome in a faster and more cost-effective manner. It's really a simplified way of programming and getting your developers and your teams that may have great SQL, or some of them have no SQL experience, but to get productive on Couchbase faster. And we'll cover some of that getting into what's in Couchbase 7. You'll hear more about Couchbase 7 in our marketing from our PMM, engineering teams, PM teams. I won't get into too much of the details in today's call, but there's more than 35 features that have been included in Couchbase 7 at launch here. And there are a number of performance, orders of magnitude performance that have been implemented in the system to get here. Scopes and collections are some of the key enabling pieces of that, as well as resource efficiency. But for the development track, we'll talk about some of these, why this matters to our partners. So we feel that this is a landmark release that really provides users the familiarity of SQL design and interaction and access principles with still an underlying flexible NoSQL database. So we've introduced the concept of scopes and collections as part of our buckets and documents in that hierarchy. It's a way to have a logical data containment model within a bucket. And for the developers on this call, it just makes it easier to really pursue these modernization and migration projects from a relational legacy system to a modern database such as Couchbase for enterprise applications, and the equivalency of scopes being equivalent to a schema, collections being equivalent to a table, help with that data mapping and data migration and data movement from those legacy systems. We'll get into some other benefits as we continue our panel discussion, but another consideration is for those that are providing a managed service or maybe providing a SaaS application, a multi-tenanted SaaS application. Scopes and collections is going to also give you the access control and security to run multi-tenanted applications, and also give a little bit more resource efficiency in those systems. So from a partner point of view, I think there's a lot of compelling reasons why Couchbase 7 should be into your training and implementation plans. Being a partner of Couchbase presents several opportunities as well, and in addition to the innovation and the engineering pieces and aligning on roadmap and what we can bring to the market and really be innovators in the industry, there's a large go-to-market opportunity. Here's an example of a new page that is on our website. We'll have a link to it at the end of today's discussion. But you'll see Couchbase increasing its position as a modern database alternative to legacy and monolithic systems. And we'll have some assets and go-to-market oriented around how to move or offload and migrate from these systems to Couchbase. So we've got 3 different work streams here: a lift and shift of the data and the indexes, shifting queries and applications, and refactoring the data model. We've built a lot of automation in the platform with SQL++ and Nickel for Couchbase. It facilitates the different access methods to the system, but our partners will play a significant role in delivering and surfacing the value from these large transformation projects along the line of with modernization and migration. So on the left, talking about driving down costs with our cloud partners, we recognize a lot of our end customers choose to consolidate their spend with cloud partners. Cloud partners offer a terrific infrastructure as a service platform, multiple availability zones, and really a cost-effective way to scale up or down your systems. And in the case of AWS, we work very closely with them on a workload migration program. On the right side here are our technology ecosystem partners, as well as our global system integrator partners that will provide the connectivity, the tooling, data governance, data mapping, data catalog capabilities to large enterprises to really take on these large data transformation projects, and will complement and augment some of our specific professional services that we can deliver best practices for how to run Couchbase. But these are large transformation initiatives that will include these technology ecosystem and GSI partners. As a reminder to everyone on today's webinar, there's 4 primary partner types that Couchbase tries to focus on and deliver value and work closely with. We mentioned earlier on the slide, the previous slide, our cloud partners. Those are a key partner community for us, of course, and we're in a lot of the marketplaces of all Google, Microsoft, AWS cloud partnerships, including Red Hat and IBM. We also have several partners focused on the ISV opportunity. So these are large SaaS applications or ISVs delivering value to their end customers. As mentioned earlier, Couchbase 7 provides a terrific opportunity to host multi-tenanted platforms, provide the control and access and security and resource density that make building SaaS applications on Couchbase a compelling proposition. And then on the systems integrator side, we make sure that we work together to provide the training, the enablement, the skills to deliver application modernization, cloud native development projects, large scale migration, journey to the cloud initiatives with our system integrator partners. And then finally, on the technology partner side, we have a broad ecosystem from all layers of the stack that we bring to bear to bring value to our Couchbase customers. We can co-sell and really help them get the most of their investment in Couchbase by working with our ecosystem. In today's partner panel, we'll have guests from our GSI community and tech ecosystem community. So with that said, I'll transition to this part of the discussion, which will be our panel discussion. I'll be joined in this session by Rajiv Deb, who's the Associate Vice President of and Global Head of Architecture at Infosys. Farzad Nobar will be joining us from Erwin, which recently combined with Quest Software. Farzad is the Director of Global Alliances and Technology Partnerships. And Jared Johnson from CData, who is a technology evangelist there. And So let's start off then, Farzad, with you. Maybe you can introduce yourself and a little bit about Erwin and Quest and how you work with Couchbase.
Thank you, Anthony. Thanks for the opportunity to allow me to participate to this panel. As you said, I manage the partnerships at Erwin, which now belongs to Quest, both the global system integrator partnerships as well as technology partnerships with partners such as Couchbase. The partnership between Erwin and Couchbase really started a few years ago when we implemented support for your solution in a product that was called DM NoSQL at that time. Since then, we have merged the features that we had implemented in DM NoSQL into our data modeler product. And this allows customers who are standardizing across multiple environments, this being big data databases, NoSQL databases, relational databases, data warehouses, and even data lakes, to benefit from the features of Erwin Data Modeler to find, visualize, design, deploy, and standardize high-quality enterprise data assets across all of those environments. And as I said, Erwin is now part of Quest since the beginning of this year. Quest is a leader in database management and data preparation tools. And by combining the strength of Erwin and Quest, we now have a strategy that's called the Quest Data Empowerment Strategy that allows us to cover all aspects of our customers' data challenges through data protection, data operations, and all the way to data governance.
Thanks, Farzad. We're excited about this partnership, and we appreciate Erwin being a launch partner for Couchbase 7. Jared, why don't we turn to you for a moment? We can introduce yourself, your role at CData, and maybe describe a little bit about CData's relationship with Couchbase as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And thanks again, Anthony, for having me here today. As Anthony mentioned, I am a technology evangelist for CData software, and my role is really in technical marketing. So participating in webinars, writing articles, making videos, participating in shows. So we've attended a few Couchbase events as part of what we do. But at CData Software, we're a leading provider of data connectivity solutions. Our motto is that we let you see the world as a database. What we've created are standard database connectors using, familiar technologies like ODBC and JDBC. And we take all of the wonderful work that Couchbase has done to create this NoSQL data environment, and we put a relational semantic layer on top of it. And the benefit here is for any customer that wants to perform analytics on top of their data or work with their data as if it were a database. So they're able to talk to their Couchbase instance using standard SQL, but on the back end, it's talking to a live Couchbase instance. And this is useful as tools emerge or existing tools are being used, things like Tableau or Power BI that may not contain connectivity to Couchbase inherently. So with those technologies, you're getting simpler access to your Couchbase data. You get to really double down on that low code aspect of working with Couchbase. So you don't have to develop your connectors. You don't have to be able to write against Couchbase directly. You can leverage the existing skills and technologies that you already have. Additionally, we have CData Sync, which is a data replication tool that has been specifically built and engineered to work with a lot of the new features in Couchbase 7 that's going to allow customers to move data from any of the 250 odd data sources that CData supports into their Couchbase data store.
That's great, Jared. Now, thank you for your partnership. I know we've worked together now for several years now, and we have many customers deployed. So appreciate you being in this panel. Rajiv, why don't we turn to you? You've had a chance to hear some of comments from our technology partners. Let's turn to you. You have a unique point of view, working closely with Couchbase during our 7.0 beta period, and I think you have experience working with these partners. I'll turn it over to you.
Thanks, Anthony, for having me today. I'm an associate vice president with Infosys and head the architecture team for Infosys modernization practice globally. We have been working with Couchbase for several years now, and very recently we participated in the Couchbase 7.0 beta testing. And we provided feedback to the product and the engineering team. And this feedback came from the Couchbase engagements that we are currently executing for our customers. So the inclusion of the scope and collections within Couchbase 7.0 has not only made it simple to query, replicate, or the backup and restore process of Couchbase, but it has also greatly increased the efficiency of indexing and made it simpler to move out of legacy databases. And we are very pleased to see the innovation, continuous innovation that Couchbase is bringing to its product to keep it relevant to the to address the future data demands of our customers, all the data use cases of our customers across all the industry verticals. That is greatly appreciated, and we are very glad to see that. Actually.
That's great. No, thank you, Rajiv. And yes, as part of the benefit of being a Couchbase partner, we're very close strategic alliance with Infosys, is that your feedback is taken into consideration for our roadmap. I know collections has been something you've been excited about for a while now. So it's great to have this innovation in market. Perhaps you can also follow on the comment with our technology ecosystem partners like Erwin and CData on this call. How does their participation in these integrations benefit Infosys?
That's a great question, Anthony. So when we develop a solution for our customers, we bring our implementation and application domain knowledge. We complement that with accelerators that either come from our homegrown tools or products or tools from our partners. And why we do that is to accelerate the transformation journey for our customers. So Couchbase 7.0 features, when we combine it with our services, our homegrown tools and partner tools, enables us to amplify the power of data by removing the silos. And when I talk about data here, I'm particularly talking about data that is trapped in mainframe and legacy databases. That is what our immediate focus will be, to liberate that data. And very soon in Couchbase Connect, we'll be talking about the Infosys data transformation solution, leveraging Couchbase on how we will bring these capabilities or bring these features to our customers and enterprises to help them liberate their data, which is trapped in their legacy and mainframe databases.
Thanks, Rajiv. And thank you also for reminding the audience that we've got Couchbase Connect coming up here in the fall. So great to have Infosys's participation there. Before we wind down today's session, I want to circle back with each of you for maybe additional perspectives regarding working with Couchbase as a partner that you'd like to underline. Maybe Jared, back over to you. Are there any other observations or highlights you'd like to call out?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think one of the kind of best things about partnering with Couchbase is the availability of your product teams and your marketing teams. So our engineers have regularly scheduled meetings with Couchbase engineers, and that means that we're able to provide the best, Couchbase products that we can, because as changes are implemented, as betas are released, our engineers are able to get hands-on with the technology as soon as it's available, and that means they're able to, dig through documentation and update our development and update our products to meet and match all of the improvements and changes that are made. And even partnering on the marketing side. I know that I appreciate our regular meetings where we know the different initiatives that are being pushed, the events that are coming down the pipeline, the scopes that Couchbase is really aiming at, where we can align our marketing messaging together to the benefit of our mutual customers. And then, Couchbase's involvement and openness with our own testing process and our own release schedule has been nice. So, CData products are released 4 times a year, annual major releases, and Couchbase is with us right there every step of the way, making sure that we're implementing, all of the new features that are available, and we're able to run each other's products through the paces to make sure that, Couchbase is the best that it can be and that CData products are the best that they can be as well.
Thanks, Jared. No, thank you for your partnership and the entire team at CData. We know several customers have been successful using your connectivity solutions with Couchbase. We appreciate the partnership. Farzad, any additional comments from your experiences in sort of the history of the relationship that you'd like to call out?
Well, I would first echo what Jared was saying. Our teams are working very closely together. Our R&D team has been in touch with your team on a very regular basis, and that's basically how they've been able to build all these new capabilities that we have today in our products and that we have on our roadmap. That's the first thing. The other thing is that I wanted to highlight is that Erwin has been in a very regulated market for many years, like finance, insurance, healthcare, etc. Our customers in these industries, they need to know what their data is, who's using it, how it's been manipulated, how it's been transformed. And working with Couchbase, we've been able to integrate capabilities not only into Data Modeler, but also into Erwin Data Intelligence to allow our customers to govern their data end to end, regardless of the platforms they're on. So through any kind of migration. And with a combination of these two products, we've also been able to help customers build a migration plan. So we don't really migrate the data. That's where CData and other partners play. But we help customers transform the structure of their data so that when the data is migrated, the structure remains the same, and basically they can continue to govern their environment in the same way. And really, frankly, working with the Couchbase R&D teams, this has been a very pleasant journey, and without that, it would have been very difficult to achieve.
Thank you, Farzad. We're excited about this partnership, and I think with Couchbase 7, Erwin and Quest will be a solution that many of our end customers are going to be interested in demoing and sampling as we roll out our go-to-market here at launch. Rajiv, any final comments from you and your experiences working with Couchbase that you'd like to highlight?
Yeah, I wanted to particularly highlight the training and the certification courses that has been recently rolled out by Couchbase. It is a great initiative. I was waiting for it for a long time. I myself am certified now. And we are aggressively pushing our architects and developers to be certified on Couchbase. How that will help us is when we work on Couchbase projects, we ensure that we bring in the product best practices and deliver a database solution that is scalable, robust, and resilient. So that's a very great initiative. Thank you, Anthony, for that.
Terrific. Well, thanks, Rajiv, and thanks for all of your leadership with the COE and the many architects and developers you have certified and trained on Couchbase. With that, I want to conclude by thanking our panelists for participating in today's webinar. I'd like to close with one additional section here. And that's to call out the partner or the resources available to our partners and our customers. You heard from Rajiv about our training and certification enhancements, which are great. We want to remind everyone that there's free online on-demand training at that link at Couchbase Academy. We do have intensive instructor-led training available. And for partners that are interested in that, they can reach out to our alias at partners@couchbase.com. We also have a new sandbox or playground with code samples for those that want to do some testing, development, and experimentation with Couchbase. That's at couchbase.live. From a partnering standpoint, you saw some screenshots earlier in the webinar from our new legacy modernization landing page. Close alliance partners, technical partners like those mentioned on the call today will be featured there. We will work together on our go-to-market capability. You also learned the other benefits of being a partner of Couchbase with respect to access to our engineers, product management, and really influencing roadmap and making sure our integrations provide the right value to our end customers. There's a couple links here. If you're interested in becoming a Couchbase partner, you can hit that. There's a quick application online that will come to the partner team. Finally, I would be remiss not to call out that for those of you working on transformation projects, or you have identified based on those earlier questions in the beginning of the session, there's pain points with existing databases, legacy or otherwise, and you see an opportunity and you'd like to align with Couchbase, our sales teams, our pre-sales, or technical resources, you can refer, resell, or request co-sell support by registering a deal at Couchbase. With that, I'd like to conclude this webinar. Thank you for your time today, and appreciate your partnership, you partnering with Couchbase. Thank you very much.